Hello everyone, peace be upon you all. Welcome to the 10th video where we learn about the demonstration of deceit. In this video, we continue to learn the ways in which the term, the ingenerate, does not refer to its referent. In this video, we are going to see how it does not refer to it in the way that it is alongside itself as another, for he is one and only he himself is ingenerate. And so, Shark says, Eunomius speaks of not being another alongside the ingenerate in two respects, regarding an individual and regarding a referent distinct from the ingenerate. First, or A, not a numerically other alongside the God, but nevertheless ingenerate. Eunomius says regarding the Spirit, nor is he, namely the Spirit, a numerically other alongside the God, but nevertheless ingenerate. For the ingenerate from whom all things came to be is one and only. Eunomius argues against any kind of coexistence of two or more ingenerate things. He says, it is not only impious, then, it is positively ridiculous for those who grant that there is one unique ingenerate being to say that another thing either exists prior to it or alongside with it. Indeed, if something else did exist prior to the ingenerate, it is that which would properly have to be called ingenerate, and not the second. If it, namely something else, coexisted with the unique ingenerate being, then by the community and the coexistence of each of the two with the other would be done away the unique being one and the being ingenerate of the one unique ingenerate being. This is because, along with the substance, the community and the coexistence would introduce between the two coexisting beings a kind of distribution and circumscription. This, in turn, would introduce composition along with the cause of the composition. But indeed, it is not possible that in it, namely the one unique ingenerate being, exists what we call shape, size, or magnitude, because God is completely free from composition. What is said in respect of the ingenerate either has the function of a proper name and hence does not affirm something alongside of the ingenerate. What is said in respect of the ingenerate either has the function of a proper name and hence does not affirm something alongside of the ingenerate, or it is something predicated per se or per accidence, which has been ruled out by the foregoing arguments, or it is an individual said in respect of the ingenerate. As if someone would say this ingenerate thing is the sun, or the sun is this ingenerate thing, in the same sense as if he said this God is the sun, or the sun is this God. Like the propositions, this man is Socrates, or Socrates is this man. Also, this possibility is ruled out, since the understanding of the term the ingenerate in the sense of this ingenerate thing introduces a kind of distribution and circumscription. That is to say, a kind of extension by the distinction between all and some regarding the ingenerate thing. This ingenerate refers to one particular ingenerate picked out from a whole in the sense of a class. Eunomius rejects the distinction between God Father, God Son, and God Spirit in the sense of affirming this ingenerate thing is the Father, this ingenerate thing is the Son, this ingenerate thing is the Spirit, like affirming this man is Socrates or this white thing on the desk is the paper I have put down there yesterday. Secondly, B. It is not something other alongside of the ingenerate, by signification. With the following argument, Eunomius replies to the doctrine that Father and Son are consubstantial like light and light, or fire and fire, which had been put forth already by Alexander of Alexandria. For example, you could have an eternal fire, which you could put a piece of paper in. So you get a new fire that was generated by the old fire. So you have two fires, one ingenerate and one generate. But they are both fire and fire. They share the substance. They are the same substance. They have the same essence, but they are different. So Eunomius says in response, since the names are different, the substances signified by the names are different as well. In other words, since the Father and the Son are called by different names, they must have different substances as well. If someone will say, we say that the ingenerate is different from the degenerate, but still share the same substance, they are both light or both fire. Our response then to such a person is to say that the one light is ingenerate and the other generate. When said in respect of the ingenerate, does light signify a thing other alongside of the ingenerate? Does light have an additional meaning? Does it add another meaning, or is it just a name? If it adds a meaning, then it implies composition. Then he is ingenerate and light, not just ingenerate. Or are each of the two, namely the light and the ingenerate, the same thing? They must be the same thing in order to avoid composition. If there is one thing and another, then it is obvious that what is compounded of the one thing and another is composite, and what is composite is not ingenerate. Then we have contradiction. Then light must be just the name, and two things cannot have the same name yet different substances. The question here is in which way terms that differ from the term the ingenerate regarding the natural conception. Natural conception refers to the innate, immediate, or intuitive understanding of a concept or term that the human mind naturally grasps without requiring further explanation or abstraction. It is the basic fundamental idea that comes to mind when a term is used. Terms that have natural conception are like pleasure, pain, existence, and so on, and light. So, how could a term such as light, that has a different natural conception from the ingenerate, how could it refer to the ingenerate? According to Eunomius' foregoing argument, the term the ingenerate does not refer to its referent by mediation of a sense or meaning distinct from the ingenerate. This means that when we use the term the ingenerate, it should immediately and exclusively bring to mind God without involving any other concepts. If it did, the ingenerate were composed of accidental or substantial parts. If the ingenerate has multiple meanings, then it refers to multiple substances, or one substance plus accidents. Either way, it would imply. Therefore, It is a fortiori impossible that terms that signify a natural concept distinct from the ingenerate refer to the ingenerate. When terms like light stand in to refer to the ingenerate and signify at the same time another thing distinct from the ingenerate, then they signify that other thing as existing alongside the ingenerate, which is impossible. That is not to say that the term light does not have a sense or meaning distinct from the ingenerate, but when standing in to refer to the ingenerate, the term light cannot be used to refer to its natural conception. It can be used as a proper name, though. Distinct names refer to distinct parts of the referents, from which it follows that the referent is composed of one thing and another thing. Hence, Eunomius says, if then all that which is said to signify the essence of the Father is equivalent in force of signification to the ingenerate, because the Father is without parts and uncomposed. And with that, we reach the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.